Good, how are you? The bid for the roof guardrail, is that already on the site? Okay. I noticed. Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right, okay. I'm gonna. Hold on.
Let's see, why don't I have auto? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Bernadette's on.
I'll send them the links. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, George.
Oh, great, thank you.
Hey, Mark,
Yes,
can you hear me? Did the town lose power last night by chance?
I didn't hear that.
No?
Lynn? No?
Yeah, I can't connect to my computer at work because it's off, and I left it on yesterday so I can log on from home. So I'm gonna have to go into the office to turn it on.
Okay.
So I just assume maybe there was a power outage or something. I know we were having a problem with some water creeping up through either through the floor or through the wall. I called Bud and he was out there trying to fix it. So I don't know if they had to shut power down to
froze.
fix something or yeah. Anyway. Hey, everyone.
Here we go. Oh, Bernadette, I didn't hear what you were saying. You froze.
Oh, the water. There was some water issues at the senior center by the kitchen in the main hall. It looks like it's seeping out of the floor from the wall. And it was pooling this big thing of water. We almost broke our neck. We had no idea it was there. So I mopped it up, and every time I was mopping it up, more and more water would start pooling again. So I called Bud and he went out there. So I'm wondering if they had to shut maybe the electric off in order to fix something. That's
Okay.
why the power went out.
So you
But
didn't get any follow-up?
I don't have any
Let me
follow-up
just make
yet.
sure George knows about that.
Okay. Hi, ladies.
Hello, everybody. Yep. Is that better? Hello?
I can hear you, Marjorie.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
Lynn's
Lynn,
is still muted. Kathy, yours looks on.
I'm fine. Lynn,
Lynn, you're muted. Up on top,
top.
the microphone on top.
I think she,
Let me see, I'll take a picture of it. Wait a minute.
She's trying to get help.
or just where it says Lynn's iPad, she can click right on that button, I think.
But I don't have that on mine. Let me see. You see how smart we all are.
Maggie is muted also.
Okay, how about now?
That's it.
Good.
Okay, okay.
Maggie,
Mark, are you in?
Okay, I'm unmuted. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and I saw Maggie briefly. Where'd she go?
It's over here.
She's here, but she's
still
she's
muted.
muted.
Okay, I can't see her at all.
Wait a minute.
Hit switch to gallery view.
Here we go.
Is that backwards?
No,
No,
it's right. She's like I am. I can't wait till we get together.
Like real people.
Real people.
Okay, so we don't have Jill yet. I'm not sure if she's joining us. And Millie.
How about Edith? How's she doing?
She won't be with us, no. She's talking, but we're not hearing. It's up on top, Maggie, where the microphone is.
Oh, Lynn is texting me, asking me what the ID for the meeting is.
Oh,
Not me.
I'm gonna send it to her right now.
Lynn who?
Lynn who?
I'm sorry, Jill.
Oh,
Oh,
I did it. I don't know why my brain did that.
And someone could call Maggie. She could call in on her cell phone doing the dialing number if she can't get her computer audio to work.
Let me just take one more. Let me see if I can do this.
There. How's that?
oh, there you go.
okay.
We
You're
got
on. You're
Okay.
on. Okay.
Gee, I haven't had to write notes like that in a long time.
Now I can't get it louder though.
No, you're good.
I know.
We can hear you.
Can you hear us? Can you hear
looks
us,
like-
Maggie?
Vaguely.
Turn up your
I'm trying to
volume.
turn it up and it's not working. Well, we'll do our best. I don't know.
Okay, Jill's gonna have to unmute too, even though we don't see a picture of her.
Yeah, I don't see a picture of her.
Well, is someone willing to do notes? Minutes?
I'll do them again, unless Lynn, you want to do them.
I'll do. Wait a minute though. You gotta wait till I go get stuff.
It's gonna be a short meeting, I'm sure. Excuse me.
Surprised I can't see everyone.
There's a little button, and that's up on the top left-hand side. It's got
No,
a
I
little-
see some. Yeah.
It's got a little grid. It's so you can do a gallery.
No, and I have that on, but all I'm seeing is Bernadette, Marjorie, and Kathy.
Well, there might be an arrow you have to press to see somebody else, like to flip to the page.
Well, I had to do the gallery up on the top to get everybody. Otherwise, I just had one line across the bottom.
Yeah, me too. I have to do the gallery.
I did that. Huh. Well, anyway, we'll do our best.
Should we call Jill?
How's everybody doing? Why not?
Good. Good. How about you?
Fair to middling.
Oh,
Doing okay. Doing okay. Doing okay.
Okay, Miss Jill, where are you?
Does she know she's not on?
She's there but not. Okay,
You are.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Yes, she's
Oh,
connecting now.
I'm texting her right now.
Oh, it says connecting to audio.
And
No,
then,
there's a line through it.
oh, I
Oh,
hear she is.
There she is.
I'm in a spot.
Yay.
My I'm in a basement. That's why. Here we go.
That's where they
I
put
could
you
hear you all though.
Jill, they
Yeah,
put you in the
all right.
basement now?
No?
Okay, I guess we're
I'm in
gonna
the
call.
basement, but somehow it did finally connect. So it's funny because I do other meetings.
I think you're gonna be in and out, Jill.
Here we go.
Okay, hello, everybody, first of all.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know
good
what
to
it's
see you all.
Good morning.
Morning.
We're gonna start officially at 9:08. Okay, I need a motion to accept the minutes.
I move to accept the minutes.
Second,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? None, okay. All right, Miss Bernadette,
Hi.
you're on.
Yeah. So, everything's going very well at the senior center, which is now a food distribution center. It's completely looks so different inside now, but plenty of helpers, getting a lot of food out to everyone. We have a few new Meal on Wheels clients, a few new families in need that we're taking care of, so our numbers are increasing. Probably staying continuously in the high 80s
For what?
for people that we're serving.
Okay, thank you.
And then I've now have the mobile food share restarted because it was at the Baptist Church over on Route 6. And as soon as COVID began, they ended it. And I restarted last Thursday. So it was a great success. Actually, we had 70 people for our first time, which was unheard of. Normally, you don't get that many numbers on your first try. So clearly we have some need, and I'm expecting our numbers to grow quite a bit for next Thursday. It's being held at Horace Porter School.
Bernadette, what was that? I'm sorry, what
It's the mobile food share.
mobile food share? Thank you.
Yes.
Which is what?
Okay, so a truck comes to the Horace Porter parking lot. It has doors on both sides. They go up. There's all kinds of food in there. So there's like cabbage. There was arugula, potatoes, onion, milk, bread, cinnamon bread, regular bread, hot dog and hamburger rolls, all kinds of goodies. So we put it all together on tables, and the cars come around and they stop in front of the tables by the cones, and we put it in their trunk of their car and they leave. And it's really great, really, really good. So also letting everyone know that at Rensselaer Field, there's also a food distribution there, which is, you'd be amazed at how fast that line goes. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes very fast. They do amazing. So, so that's up and running. That'll be every other Tuesday, starting, the next date will be June 4th. So, something else that's going on is, so yesterday, I was checking out the iPads that we have, and they're pretty ancient, except for one of them is not so bad. I'm going to have IT our IT department take a look at all of them and see if there's anything we can do. But I believe the majority of them will not accept some of the updates that need to be done in order. Whoa,
Right.
hold on. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Yeah, so some of the updates, they're just not going to happen because the iPads are so outdated. So one of them I have hope for. So I have a suggestion, maybe that's something to look into for some of the monies that we have in our budget for CONA.
Were they used, Bernadette? Were they used fairly?
Maybe
Much?
not quite as much as I'd like. Some of the ladies that did use them were going back and forth to Florida. They were my snowbirds. And then I had one gentleman who was kind of banned for the senior center for a few months.
Oh, yeah, I remember
He
that.
was using them. So, but, you know, I think they were used fairly. But
Okay.
How old are they now?
I'm sorry?
How old are they now?
That's what I was trying to look at. We purchased those, what, maybe 5 years ago? Was that? 4 years ago?
4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed they can't take updates at only 4 years old.
Well, they weren't brand new either. They were an older, outdated version when we purchased them. They weren't the new, up-to-date ones. So I'm going to have IT take a look at all of them.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Okay.
I've got them all charged up and ready to go now. Yeah, whoever did use them has a Gmail account starting with an I, and they're locking us out of so many things because they've left themselves logged in. In order to get back in, you have to log into their account. So I'm going to have IT fix that. That's on one of them, two of them. So I'm working on it because I think it's going to be really great to loan them out to our seniors who are homebound right now through this whole pandemic. It'll be really great. I know one lady, she wants to take one of my exercise classes, but she needs an iPad or a computer or something to do that. And she doesn't have one that's working. So that's one of the reasons why I took a look at them. So
Good.
Yeah, other than that, things are well. Home life is good. Work is going great.
Good.
Any questions?
Nope.
Oh, I do know. Oh, there's something else. I received an email from Bev, I believe, saying that we missed the deadline for a grant for our van and purchase of our car.
Oh, no.
And I don't think that that's necessarily true because the grant that I received from Ellen Lawrence from the DOT says it's due by June 26th. So
No, this is
Margaret-
the WRT grant. WRTD?
Eh?
Oh, that's what that was?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Is that for your dial-a-ride?
Oh, that's for my municipal grant rides.
Yes.
I've never been a part of that, so I'll talk with Bev about that. But as for I'm looking to receive grant monies to help with the operating costs of our van and our car. That is, we'll be purchasing shortly. I think we're going through the motions now, or getting them started at least. That's what Mark and I's conversation was just recently. Because I would really like to
Bernadette?
get, yes.
I'm wondering, have you ever looked at senior resources as a resource for grant money?
That's where a lot of them I'm receiving, yes. I have a
Okay.
few other ideas for grants for our senior center, and senior resources was the place
Okay,
I
good.
found them. Yeah.
I'm wondering if you were late on a deadline, whether they could consider forgiveness because of the situation that we're all facing right now.
Maybe.
Because they've extended tax deadlines and a lot of other things, so.
Right. I think the one that I'm really worried about is the one for the operating costs of the van and the car. And that's definitely due on June 26th. And Margaret Verizzi and myself are working very hard to get that done. We'd like to have it submitted well in advance. So if there's any mistakes or anything else they need, I have time to get that to them.
Right.
What's the name of that grant?
It's a 5310.
Thank you.
Mhm.
There are also private foundations that you might want to look at. I'm thinking about the Foster Family, I'm not sure of the proper name, but there's a number of foundations in the area that you might want to try to look at
Okay.
for resources, financial resources.
Okay, so another thing that I wanted to touch on was the restarting of my van services. And I'm looking at maybe possibly around June 20th when the town hall might possibly open. And it really depends on how things go over the next couple of weeks, because from what I'm seeing on the news, people are not obeying this proper social distancing, and I have a really bad feeling that our numbers are going to skyrocket. And I definitely, I don't know what I would do if I ever put something into motion and had my seniors become sick with COVID.
Right.
So I am being very cautious, putting their safety and health at my topmost priority. So
You might also want to see, put the word out there to see if people would, if that's something they would consider doing, because it may be you could set it up and they just are not ready or willing to expose themselves again.
right. Well, my van
Well, the
driver.
other,
Go ahead.
the other thing I was going to say, the other thing is right now you can't have a group of more than 5 people together. So I think you couldn't have more than the driver plus 4 people on that van.
Right.
So on the 20th, I don't know if that changes, but I would, you know, if you're going to do that, that's one thing you need to keep into consideration. Plus, whoever comes on the van has to have a mask.
Most certainly. So what I presented to the Board of Selectmen in last Tuesday's meeting was that if I were to put the van program back on, that we would have what they call sneeze shields on behind all the seats. So we'd have to have them installed with plexiglass, and then a guard for our drivers. So God forbid anybody sneezed on their way out of the van. But then there would only be 3 people allowed on the van at a time. That includes 1 wheelchair and the driver. And I would do that. And after every round trip of 1 person getting on and off the van would be sanitized completely. And that's just how it would have to run.
Right.
I have a lot of people that are really needing the van right now for medical appointments that are really necessary, like a dialysis appointment.
Dialysis?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Hey, Vern,
Yeah.
Bernadette, you said you have dialysis patients.
I
How
have 1.
are they getting back and forth now?
A family member, but the family member is
Yeah.
going back.
How's she getting, he get after this?
Yeah, the family member came because our transportation closed and was working from their home, and now they have to go back to their state, where I think it's like Georgia or something. And so he is going to have to either take a taxi or use Dial-A-Ride, which he definitely does not like to do because he's stuck on the van for such a long period of time, or stuck there for hours after his appointment. But also another gentleman that has to go just for a 15-minute checkup to his endocrinologist or something like that in Plainville, or Plainfield, one of those planes. And it's a 15-minute appointment, and Dial-A-Ride will drop him off there and then make him wait like 4 hours to get picked up. So he doesn't want to do that.
You
And
might want to talk to his doctor about a telemed appointment. Because a lot of the doctors are doing that too, if he has access to a computer.
right,
This
I've
is for the
suggested many
dialysis.
of that. So, I'm just keeping track, keeping a lot of notes about who's calling in for rides and what type of rides and how that's all going to work. So I would just really like to see over the next week or two what's happening with our numbers with COVID, because I have a really bad feeling they're going to skyrocket.
Well, I think it's good to have something in place if the numbers stay down, but be realistic to know that it might not happen. I mean, that's, at this point, that's the best to do.
Right. So I am being very prepared for hopefully by the end of June, maybe beginning of July, to start the van transportation services. And right now the van is being repaired from a small accident that happened in February. And while they have it, I'd like to have them install those sneeze guards. I just have to have that approved through the Board of Selectmen first.
Right.
Or through Mark, but I wanted to have the van fixed first.
The other thing might be, in the meantime, to put out the word that possibly there might be volunteers who already had the virus, or even other people who might be willing to come forward as a volunteer to take people to dialysis. I remember when I was director of McSweeney, we were constantly asking volunteers to consider doing dialysis transportation.
I think the situation is different right now. though, I think.
Different times. I think that people are very hesitant to do that.
And you know, and I'm not too sure about, you know, the people who have already had COVID and have recovered, because I believe there have been cases of people having COVID, recovering, and then getting it again. So, yeah. You know, this virus is, or the COVID is just changing. It's changing all the time. And
Yeah.
what's next? So.
Okay, we're going to keep moving on. Thank you, Bernadette.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Bernadette.
Property updates, Mark. I bet it's going to be a very quick conversation.
No updates, sorry.
Okay. I figured. And the medical car, you've already said you've got things in the works for that. So.
Right, so we'll start now that the budget passed last Wednesday, we have submitted our credit application, which I'm sure will be fine. And then we should have the car in June.
Good.
Oh, wow.
And hopefully be able to use it.
Right.
There's that. But that's great news.
Right.
Drive it to and from work every day. It's okay.
Bernadette, just a reminder, if I can, Kathy, we have face shields, and the drivers might prefer to wear a face shield. I don't know if that's better or worse than driving, but just a thought.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe while driving, they wouldn't have to wear it so much, the face shield. But I think when they're getting on and off, they'd have to put it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are available.
Yep.
Mark, I'm going to do an aside, even though it would be other business. I was talking with someone yesterday that also lives here in Columbia, other senior couple, and they were very distressed that people at the dump are still not wearing face masks.
Yes. Yeah.
I saw that also.
Been hearing
It's mostly
Okay.
young males.
Yeah.
Now, are they not wearing them, but they're in the house?
No, not the guys working, but the people that are
Oh, the
coming.
public. So
They're
did
not.
you see the sign we put up that face masks are required?
I did.
I did. I saw that sign, and I've been to the transfer station at least twice, and I see people at the transfer station without face masks,
Okay.
talking to each other, conversing, you know. Yeah. So they're not adhering to the sign that's put up.
I'm going to start ordering some more professional signs next, because I think we're going to be wearing masks for a while.
And I think what I had suggested to them, I said, you know, if you're concerned, I said, I'm that person that has sent emails to
Right.
both you and Steve. And I said that I know I'm not the only one that's complaining about it, but maybe I'm the only one putting it in writing. So, you know, having had a little altercation with a young man who got right in my space, and I said, you need to back off. You know, you're 3 feet, the cars are still within 3 feet. If the way people park, some people back in, some people are straight ahead. So you're opening doors. You are 2 feet away from someone and they're not wearing masks. Not good.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't know if it means having somebody there saying, you know, no mask, no dumping. That's it.
Right. And we could be even more forceful. Masks are required.
Yeah.
Yes. And isn't there a fine up to $1,000 or something if you're not wearing masks? I thought there was.
You can do fines if you break an executive order. Yes.
The other thing, my husband and I just went yesterday to Woodstock where they were giving out free masks.
Okay.
And I wonder if they're doing it in combination with WFSB and what is it? Masks Save Lives. There's an organization.
And
But
it's
I
a
was
Jewish
thinking,
organization.
really, in this area of the state, might want to consider. I think the next one they're doing is in Enfield, but there hasn't been that much in Eastern Connecticut or our part of the state.
Right.
And whether we could combine with Hebron or some other towns to do something. It was very well run. I was very impressed. They did it at the Brooklyn Fairgrounds, and it moved right along. There was no lines or anything.
Well, the
And what
other
were they?
that I had just an aside, I donated a dozen masks that I made. I left them at the shack and I individually wrapped them. They're, you know, machine washable, they're fabric, whatever, if anybody wants
Right.
to take them. And I know there are a lot of people that are making masks and don't know where to donate them.
Oh,
That might be another consideration, to just put it out there, and maybe Steve would do that at his weekly update or whatever. If you're making
And-
masks and you don't know where to put them, we can use them at the transfer station to give to your neighbors.
and
Okay.
maybe at the beach too then.
Right.
But the transfer station has gotten, you know, most people are compliant. Most people are doing what they're supposed to do. But as you know, it takes one.
I agree.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. And the social worker update, any movement on that?
No, we Bernadette and I wrote a letter. I haven't mailed it. I just want to run it by the board, but we're thinking of firing Access Agency. We haven't seen them in over a month, and even before that, they missed 10 weeks of service, and they haven't reached out to us and asked if they could remotely help our seniors. So we're not happy with their performance at all.
Wasn't there also a concern with the turnover of who was? I think we really need someone who's going to be consistent and get to know the people in town that they're working with.
Right. We actually, Bernadette, did you want to, or
Yeah,
Kathy?
you know, I think that was a big concern in the over many years. I'd say Yolanda has stayed the longest. She's been here, 2 years now? That's probably the longest stay that we've had for anyone here at Beckish. So I know that her last date that she was there was March 2nd, I believe, was the first Tuesday of March. That was the last time that she had been to the Beckish Senior Center and has any contact with us. So, and here we are just about June. So that's a long time not to be in contact with the town. And even previous to that, she was missing 10 weeks on various dates for either training or just out sick or just a
It's
no.
not a good fit. It is not
No.
a good fit
Is-
for our
Is there a way to do something through telehealth like what we're doing now, I know my daughter's a licensed social worker on the West Coast, and that it used to be illegal to do that sort of thing, but now they're doing it on a telehealth conferencing that's much more secure. And
Yes.
she's doing it from home.
Yeah,
for
I
clients.
telehealth every week. And my son just had his a checkup for his meds yesterday, all through Zoom. So
Yeah.
it's definitely happening all the time, and that it is really something that I think is very possible for Access to be doing right now, and to put in place that, you know, if somebody had a meeting with them, we could loan them the iPad and they can Zoom from there and use it, and
Right.
we can pick it up and bring it back when they're done. These are things that can happen, but they're not willing to work with us.
So if we took the money that we paid Access and put it towards social worker through AHM, is that what you're thinking?
Well, AHM, or we hire our own social worker. So I've gotten some resumes, and we have a job description. So I'm going to post it out there to see what we get back. I have the proposal from AHM. So we now that I have a budget done, I can start working on
Well,
these next
AHM,
steps.
the other thing I was going to give huge kudos is they have been very faithful in calling
Yes.
people to see how they're doing.
Yeah,
You know,
Brendan Grimm.
that we get a call from Ed gets a call and I get a call, not realizing we're the same house, but you know, is there anything we can get you? Is there anything we can do for you? And I don't know if we are getting the calls because we have used the kids in the past, you know, that we've called in the past, but they have been great.
Yes.
That's good.
I think your name is coming up through the Leos, the Columbia Leos. Are they the ones calling you?
They said AHM.
They said AHM. Okay, so that's probably Brendan Grimm. He's also helping me on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's wonderful. He's been really doing a great job calling everyone. I've given him a couple of extra names and as well. So I'm glad that's happening.
Yeah, it's been great. So the budget ideas, the iPads Bernadette suggested. Did anybody else have any thoughts?
I have a question going back to Access, if I may, please.
Sure.
We have a contract with Access,
Yes.
Yes.
and we've been paying Access for time not giving services.
Correct.
Is there a way that we can prorate what we pay them, or because we have a contract, we have to abide by the contract?
Well, that's what my letter will ask. I'm going to say we're going to hold our last installment due to no service from you and cancel the contract. But I just wanted that to run by the Board of Selectmen before I did it, which will.
I put in all the dates and I can reference all emails and text messages that she's giving me to show that all of those dates that she was not in the office. So I really put a nice letter together and letting them know that we wouldn't pay the last one because of, you know, they had a chance to have her come in on another day during that week to get the job done. And she didn't even do that. So no, not even a correspondence in regards to them, just expected us to pay. So see what
You know what I'm going to do, Kathy, if I may? Bernadette, I'm going to redo the letter just so we can get it to Access right away and have them follow up with you. I'm not going to, I'll modify it of canceling the contract to we're not happy and we don't feel we should pay you for the last installment. Have them call you and see what you get. And then you can give me feedback and I'll bring it to the Board of Selectmen on June 2nd.
Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when does the contract end?
End of June.
June 30th.
Oh, okay. So if we were to hire a social worker just for the town, that would work as far as the budget.
Right. We would add the money from Access to the money we already budgeted to the social worker.
Right.
And then if we're still short a little bit, we'd have to come back to the Board of Selectmen. And 5-pack.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Good. Thank you.
we'll go back to the budget expenditures. Does anybody have any other ideas other than iPads?
How much money do we have?
600.
Well, you won't be able to buy too many iPads for $600.
No, probably two.
Maybe 2. Yeah.
Anybody
Have
else?
enough of
It's
everything else?
something.
You know, enough stamps and paper and all that kind of stuff? Or
We've
that's
done
just
really good on
that's
We've done
On
good on
donations?
donations.
Yeah.
We've got a nice
Okay.
fund right now.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking of, do we need anything for the car, like a blanket, a basin, any of that kind of stuff that may be needed?
We have the fire blanket.
Okay,
We have extra ones of those. We bought, I think, 3 or 4 of them for the van. So,
okay.
yep. I can't think of anything else that we would
No, there
need
isn't.
for the car. Yeah.
Unless you put an AED in it.
Oh, no.
I really don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
Well,
How about
let's make a.
How about a pail? I said,
About-
how about a pail or a Mises basin, as
Yeah,
Lynn
that's,
said?
yeah.
Yeah, they use those things now, collapsible ones, so, just to have in the car in case you need it. And how are you going to separate the driver from the clients in the car?
Well, we would have to put some type of like a plexiglass up in between the seat from the driver, from the front seat to the back seat. Install some type of board there that would, like a sneeze guard. They've been installing them in medical cars. So,
Now, could you just require the passenger to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that solve the same thing?
well, I think that is going to be mandatory anyway.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't see how
Yeah,
you're going to get a sneeze
Yeah.
guard in a car.
No.
And they have, it's mandatory in the state anyway, if you're within
Right.
6 feet of somebody to wear a mask
Yeah.
or in a
Right.
closed area.
Or anywhere in public.
Depends on what kind of,
And that's the purpose of the mask, is for those who might have the virus.
Yeah.
Not to give it to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. And, all those people that you're going to be carrying are all going to be the ones that are at
have
higher
to be
risk.
well fitted.
And I
I'm sorry,
think there's only
Jill?
one person in the car.
Well, then you can't move the seat back and forth if you welded a plexiglass
Yeah,
barrier behind the seat. That's not going to work.
No. Well, just the thought, that's something that, you need to think about too, so.
Right.
Well, the other thing that you might think about perhaps is having in the car, in addition to wearing the mask, the cloth mask, is do one of the face shields as well.
Yes, but then you can't use the face shield on anybody else. It would be a one-time, that
Or you'd have
person.
to disinfect it.
Well, or if you have a regular person, maybe the fund could be to buy a bunch of those, and that person, it would be their personal face shield.
They're easy to make, with a headband and a piece of plastic.
And we have a supply of them. I can get more.
That on
So
top
what
of a face mask
I'm sorry, Jill?
or in place of? Are you talking about that on top of a face
Yeah.
mask or in place
Yes.
of?
Both.
On top of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it may make both the driver and the patient more confident, that they have a
Right.
little bit more feeling like they at least have a little bit more protection.
For control.
Yeah.
In,
Well,
in,
I think it should be up to the driver if they want to wear a face shield. So, depending who.
I'm talking about the person that's the client.
Oh.
Then the driver, if they want one, certainly they
Yeah.
should be able to have one, but
Right.
and for the medical vehicle, I'm wondering if, how in taxis, there's a plexiglass shield between the back seats and the front, whether that might
That's
be.
what I was talking about.
Ma'am,
So, well, we're back to budget because we have to make this decision today. So tell me.
Use
tell me
it for
what-
the,
Bernadette, do you have enough money in the donation stuff that you would be able to use that to do face shields and stuff if you needed them? And then if we did the iPads with our money?
Yes, I think so. I believe, I'm asking people to just write COVID donation instead of food pantry donation, because when you write food pantry, it can't be used for anything other than food.
That's good.
So, and a lot of people's donations that are coming in are saying food pantry. So, I'm going to express in the memo section for people to write COVID. So any other monetary donations that come in, that we can use them for face shields. I believe we just received one for $1,700 from NAM. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say.
That's
But,
right.
for somebody who was making those wooden hearts.
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I know who it's from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's from Lily.
she wrote
She
COVID.
posted it.
She posted it online.
on
So
Facebook.
Melissa Regan, yes, she's wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful. And so that in the memo section said COVID donation. So we do have money in there to purchase
Okay.
those types
So
of.
we need, if everybody is okay with the iPads, we need a motion to buy those.
I
make a
move-
motion.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I make a motion that we use the $600 in our budget to purchase iPads
I
for
second the
for
motion.
the senior center.
Okay, Maggie, second.
Yeah,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Opposed? Nobody? Abstention?
Bernadette, you think we can sell the old ones?
Yeah, I'm going to ask the IT department what their
Sorry.
suggestion is. But, many times Verizon or AT&T will accept them and give you money back for them. So if that's the case, and they're in excellent condition, there's nothing wrong with them, then we could actually,
Get more.
yeah. So I'm going to look into all of that and let you guys know what's
Okay.
going on.
Good.
Another thing might be to talk to, what is it, on Route 6, Kennedy Exchange?
Yes.
Whether they might have some ideas as well. I just wanted to go back to the checks. I'm wondering if when you first receive a check, if it says for the food pantry, if before, without cashing it, you could go back to whoever donated it and ask if they would take the check back and reconsider putting the COVID-19.
That's always an option, yes.
Always a chance you won't get the check.
There is that. Okay, we have two others. First thing quickly was Route 66 corridor has reached out to see if we are interested in doing a panel similar Zoom about how people are handling this going forward for the senior in their towns. And I think it might be an interesting discussion, and I'm going to respond that I would be interested and pass that along to any of you that would like to do that as well. So once I have specifics, I'll send that along to you and see.
I said I'd be on it.
I think it makes
That'd be
sense.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing. And Maggie had sent out some information about Able Now for
Right.
disabilities and money management. So if you want to take a look at that, and Maggie, if we want to talk about that at our next meeting.
I just received it, so I'll have to try to get some more information about that. Yeah,
So we'll talk about that next meeting.
okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about for next time or this time under other?
Nope.
Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn at 9:47.
I
So
make a
moved.
motion to adjourn, yeah.
Maggie, I wanted to quickly tell you, I wanted to thank you for sending over those items that are vegan, vegetarian. You are really making a few people very happy.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Can I just get a
I-
second on that motion
Second,
to adjourn? Who did the second?
Lynn.
Lynn. I had you as the motion.
Okay, Maggie. I
Then
mean, right.
Then I'll second it, then I'm.
Okay, Margie, your second. All in favor? Blah, blah, blah.
Aye.
Passed, all right.
It's nice that we have such a formal meeting.
All right, yeah, well, that's the way it goes. So Maggie, you've been cooking.
Well, I've been cooking, but my son is a vegetarian, so I usually have items at our house. And because of the COVID-19, we really haven't used as much. And rather than let them expire, she mentioned that she needed some vegetarian food supplies. So that's what I did.
Yeah, those meatless meatballs. I've heard wonderful things about them. So
Oh, beyond meat.
for
Yes.
Beyond Meat,
Yeah.
yes. I hear they're wonderful. So that was a
Good.
big hit.
Good.
Mhm.
And Jill, how are things out at Pierce Living Center?
I'm sorry, you guys are kind of going in and out on me, so I'm not
How-
really getting all.
How are things at work for you?
They are good. So out in this area, we're actually very good. As far as all the skilled nursing facilities go out here, there are no COVID cases at all in these skilled nursing facilities out in this area.
Good.
So we've
Good.
done very well, but we're very vigilant out here about we
We're losing you.
In and out.
That's what happens when you're in a basement.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
We're not getting, Jill.
Well, it's good to hear, Jill.
here. They are in the state. Yeah, they could really learn a lot how things are done out here in comparison. So, but things are okay.
Hopefully it continues. Oh, there's Millie. We're just about to say goodbye.
And Mark, I guess our numbers
Yes.
in Columbia are going up?
Yes, we just had our first death as well.
No.
Oh.
A 70-year-old male went in the hospital May 21st and did not come home.
oh.
And now we're up to 21 cases in Columbia with 6 in the hospital.
Good friend, actually.
Wow.
So
not-
it is,
There was a
What's-
42-year-old man from Pine Street, if I'm not mistaken, that passed away.
no, 70. He was in his 70s,
Wow.
Is it
according to
community,
the health district.
is it community spread?
It's,
The dump.
I get very little, right. I get very little feedback as to details, but most of it is caused by family members giving it to other family members.
Community spread.
So you'll have a 3 or 4 spike because someone who was infected came home and gave it to everybody in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
sorry.
everybody stay safe.
Same to you all.
Yes.
And, wear your masks. Mark, I'm gonna go down with a stun gun and hit those people that aren't
Good.
wearing.
You lose it on him.
Oof.
Yes, wash your hands, wear your masks.
Right.
Yep.
Stay safe. Well, thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next month.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ready?
Good
Bye-bye.
to see everyone.
Same here.
Yay, Kathy. Don't leave yet.
How do I get out?
Mark,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure.
I thought the meeting was at 10. Don't ask me, I was very confused. But
You
anyway,
are.
I am confused. I've been up at the community garden, but AHM, they're selling those signs that have the 4 different color hearts on them
Okay,
to advertise their food pantry and all of that kind of stuff.
okay.
Would it be a problem if I stuck one in front of the church?
No,
You sure? 'Cause-
well, I'll authorize it. It's pandemic related and it's important.
Yes, it is. And we'll put it just like right where the sign is. It just advertises how people can support.
Okay, and I'll notify Bud so it stays out in front of the church.
Okay, that would be a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Millie, thanks for all the gardening you've been doing
Oh, you're
all
welcome.
around.
I saw George this morning. He came up to the community garden. So question for you is Linda Hopper, the lady that used to do the library, is she back from California?
I haven't seen her yet because
Yeah.
normally when she gets back, I see her at working away. But we did break up all the mulch at the library and put new mulch down. But I
Yes.
haven't seen Linda.
Yeah. All right. Well, when I get done with my other major projects, my own gardens and the senior center, if there's any plants there that need to be trimmed or whatever, I'll
Oh, thank you.
and see what I can do.
Great.
Okay, thanks. That's all I needed to know was to put the sign out.
Thanks, Millie. Bye.
Bye.